The latest polls show that when people say yes, our leaders say no. I was taught that it was us versus them. Now I've learned that them is us. But I'm not talking about your average Joe, just those of us who try to buy our trust. Here's a list of the things the peasants want. Well, surely they can't have all that. Just give them these stale loaves of bread and then we'll raise the tax. Society at large, oh, we're not too pleased. Politics to the core has become diseased. All I need is one believer to inspire me to dig just a little bit deeper. Society at large, oh, we're not too pleased. Politics to the core has become diseased. All they need is one good reason to get me off of this charge of treason. Society at large, oh, we're not too pleased. Politics to the core has become diseased. When I hear the word lobbyist, my right hand reaches for my gun. When it comes time for talking politics, people get paid to keep us dumb. Smashed is the equality, living in this world of sin. As long as you got power, there's no trouble, you're getting in. An old football star, he ain't gonna do no time. Money, fame, and connections all cover up the crime. Killing death row inmates? I haven't seen the use. The machine is all plugged in, but it still doesn't have the juice. And when it's time for you or me, the average American Joe, they'll put us in a steel cage cell with no place else to go. When they come and lock me up, there's gonna be a parade. They'll say they've seen my writings and heard every word I said. If I ever make parole, there'll be snipers on the roof. But they'll need an extra round because I'm bulletproof. Well, actually, I'm not. I got no fortune or fame. That's why when things go wrong, they place on me the blame. Killing death row inmates? I haven't seen the use. The machine is all plugged in, but it still doesn't have the juice. If it goes to trial, they got you on file as a well-known liar. This whole time, the feds had it pegged. We're all wearing wires. You're left to ask why not everyone tries when bogged down in the mire. And it seems to me you're as high as can be. I don't think it gets any higher. Time to make a deal before your fate's sealed. The contract has expired. You see, going for broke, it leaves you broken and cold and hungry, yet you keep on hoping that tomorrow a new door will open that'll light the fire and you'll see that thing smoking. You found yourself a game that you really want to play. Oh, won't you deal me in? They've been waiting for you to say, Gatekeeper, gatekeeper, I can dig a little deeper. Please tell me what you require. Would you have me walk across the water? Or are you thinking of something hotter? Am I sensing a cleansing by fire? Oh, those eyes, I see them rise in desire as beads of sweat from your forehead perspire. Gatekeeper, gatekeeper, oh, won't you let me into your little show? Gatekeeper, gatekeeper, oh, tell me all the secrets that we both know you know. From where you stand, everything looks groovy, but living inside of a commercial, it ain't the same as starring in a movie. Hey, brother, can you spare a dime? I beg for money all the time, rather hold an empty cup than lead a life of crime. Reality checks can't be cashed. That's what they said at the bank when I asked, is there a tax on misery? What's the price of a life worth materially? She wrote down a number, but it didn't seem enough. When I said I suffered from poverty, she subtracted a couple of bucks. I said, have a nice day, and I just walked away, pondering the price we'll all pay for people acting and thinking this way. I document history, the kind no one reads. In this land of pretty flowers, I'm considered a weed. Permanent lies, permanent lies, permanent lies, permanent lies. Facts are interchangeable, opinions oh so manageable. Everything is rearrangeable for those who own the world. The discovery I am finding, no contract can be binding. When the empire is declining, the shell closes on a pearl. When confined by isolation, with this stale air I'm tasting, I slowly begin wasting my time, my mind, my pay. So with nothing in my pockets, I gotta go get it because I don't got it, and when I do, it flits away. Permanent lies lead to infinite wars. What hides behind the disguise, it's hard to tell anymore. There's many giving up, no, I'm not talking about the poor. There's lots of middle class the better, all falling dead upon the floor. I cannot complete a thought, it gets lost as I get crossed, trapped like a gas in this vast piece of orbited mass, this lucky little piece of rock that you could almost paddle across. We got some pretty green trees, yet it's still ripe with disease, full of wars you can and can't see. You ask, so what's it to me? I know of history, geology, astronomy, and World War III. I have seen the greed. Once I would have never believed that money could buy such misery. Now I've seen the naivety in me as corporations start owning countries. Now they're calling Kenya Mickey D's. And happiness is just a distant memory, so long unknown to me, living in this world of adultery, where what you see is not really what you see, and where's what's to be may never be, and though unchained, no one is free. You can look forever and still not see, believing simply that what's to be will be, thinking that men don't make history, only got lucky, someone had to be. It took me many years to see that God helps those who help themselves, so think twice to yourself before you trust in anyone else, or else you run the risk of feeling just like me, a dear friend to insanity, but hey, at least somebody listens to me. The brutal honesty of this funhouse mirrored fishbowl world in which we all live is that a man's soul will either with him gently die or watch him lay helpless as he is economically crucified. This is not just mere opinion, but a simple fact that we can no longer push aside. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States, which is tied directly to the exploitation of our country's citizens by big magnates. Fuck Citibank. Where the more get more and the poor get less, as every mom and pop store is forced to liquidate. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States, seen values and morals and a sense of duty to country slowly disintegrate. Over the last 60 years, faces on the street have become overrun by utter difference, if not hate. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States, people getting hosed but not being able to take a bath, and Katrina's aftermath, and its own government has yet to close the floodgates. But there's more to it than court rulings. It's what large bills get passed on the House floor to the Senate. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States. I've seen kids having kids who are functionally illiterate, little ones walking hand in hand with the falling prices of real estate. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States. I've seen people drown in a pool of knowledge because the water turns stagnant as our world has become all carved up and fractionated. I've been watching the Walmartization of these United States as funding for education gets bled so badly it needs a tourniquet, yet it never seems to be a major issue for debate brought up by any potential presidential candidate. I've been watching the Walmartization of these dividing states, hoping for a reversal of trends, but how much longer will we have to wait? It's an unfortunate story, but one that somebody had to narrate. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. If you do, you'll know what you'll see. I said, if you do, then you'll know what you'll find. A trail of tears, one tear for every step. A trail of tears, one tear for what couldn't be kept. A trail of tears, one tear for every breath. A trail of tears, one tear for every death. The Indians in their teepees speaking English and say, in trouble deepy, the cavalry is about to charge. No dancing with wolves when you're waltzing with custard, forced into building casinos and inventing new mustard. The pilgrims with muskets are now at large, and with a box of full pox, expanding isn't very hard. Trade whiskey for deeds, throw in a few beads. When you find a cross in the yard, then you'll know it's in the bag. To put men on the moon, you know it's never too soon. Sometimes you have to push hard when you're staking the flag. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Keep on walking, don't you look behind. I said, if you do, you'll know what you'll see. I said, if you do, then you'll know what you'll find. A trail of tears, one for every step. A trail of tears, one tear for what couldn't be kept. A trail of tears, one tear for every breath. A trail of tears, one tear for every death. All for one and one for all. It really makes no sense to hide it, that he thinks this and she thinks that. One man's fiction is another man's fact. Not every conversation is one-sided. All for one and one for all. What was once on the way up is now going down. After empty words were spoken, the unity was broken, and the three musketeers have all skipped town. All for one and one for all. As an individual, we are so small, but this isn't China, this isn't Japan. No one wants to be part of any master plan, yet society's foundation will crack without enough bricks in the wall. All for one and one for all, quite similar to an alcoholic's motto. They say take things a day at a time, it'll help ease your mind. I guess there's no such word as tomorrow. All for one and one for all. The time that's wasting is now, but for your God or for yourself, maybe for me or perhaps for someone else, to some greater cause we must each take our vow. All for one and one for all. What kind of future does this world hold? The ill are getting sicker. Each day our children are growing up quicker. Yet they say what hasn't a price cannot be sold. All for one and one for all. The justice system of our country has no equal, though the cases seem to keep getting worse. After a movie's made, everyone wants to be first in line to buy the sequel. All for one and one for all. The Liberty Bell keeps on ringing as Republicans and Democrats keep on listening while trying to figure out where that sound is at. And until they do, I'll keep on singing. All for one and one for all. You can sit staring at quotes on the wall, but I believe that Lincoln said it best, so there's really no need to recite all the rest. United we stand, divided we fall. All for one and one for all. It takes many a seeds to plant a garden. You'd better harvest before the frost, for if you don't, all your work will be lost, as I feel a wintry chill just starting. Globalization without exploitation should be the pledge of this next generation. The goal set forth for this new millennium. More songs that unite. That's right, I'm penning them. So who's with me? Woohoo! Yay! Thunderous clapping and applause. All right, now who's against me? Solo person clapping fades out. The only weapon you need is love to destroy any potential enemies. It's thoughts like these that make me the most dangerous man in the world, someone that can teach these beliefs to all of Mother Earth's little boys and girls. Every arm in arm, each hand in hand, that's the one nation for which I'll stand. We regret it in the morning, what feels good in the night. We see things as we want to, as we pretend that we have sight. Have you ever asked Helen Keller what she thinks of is right? Her answers might surprise you, keep you sleepless and up at night. Amidst this endless and senseless violence, the one thing that I despise most are the swords that were swung in silence. When futile becomes resistance, the bloody few who are left look to us for some assistance. But it's by our weapons that their blood is spilled. When you're wiping out poverty, sometimes it's just cheaper to kill. So we justify we need a place for our new submarine base. Since our economy is tanking, why let good weapons go to waste? Sell them to Indonesia, and everybody wins, at least those with a voice amplified by propaganda spin. I'm getting angry, unhappy. If I start crying, please slap me. Slap this frown right off of my face. As you see, I'm in a delicate state. Been like this for years. How long will you have to wait? When the media is your ally, you can hide a genocide. Started back before 1975. Hundreds of thousands have lost their lives. Amidst this endless and senseless violence, the one thing that I despise most are the swords that were swung in silence. When we are the many and they are the few, we shall never be forgiven for what we failed to do. As the time came when it was our time to act, we turned to our backs, clinging to made-up facts. Crying children in their mothers' arms, fathers dying in wars like Vietnam, vacant eyes, formaldehyde smell, following the trail you know so well. In this struggle for survival, the key is the journey, not the arrival. It's more the process, less the prose, where the wisdom's found by those who know 'tis best to walk where the road don't go. As everything speeds up is when it's best to take it slow. It quickens the pace of the nation and sickens what some of us are facing. The plot thickens. You forget what you were chasing. Those not stricken, stop sleepwalking and awaken. To all you spring chickens, can we unmake this forsaken, aching creation? I sense the sound of hesitation in your voice. I've found most of your frustration is by choice. Those afraid of confrontation shall be coerced to either stand up for themselves or else lie down in a hearse. Day to day to day, today is worse. If you want to make an omelet, then sometimes you gotta break some heads. It don't pay to be a chicken forever sitting on unhatched eggs. For here at the feast, not everybody eats, not everybody speaks, even those who are able. And when the money's on the line and the cards are on the table, somebody's bound to cheat. It happens every time, hence the noose around the neck. Legs dangle, dance, and silhouette the gable. Now things are back to normal, everything all nice and stable. Steady calm, yeah, I'll wear that label.